Welcome back to Satisfactory Experimental 1.2. I'm on voiceover this time, as opposed to live audio. I just think it sounds better. Last we left off, we had marveled at the different random node placements and had placed a hard drive in the MAM, and it's now finished. I was thinking I would have an easy choice of cast screws, iron wire, and inventory slots, but I forgot that I did some MAM research, so we have extra things.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Yeah, cheap silica and that other one. I refreshed and got cast screws. That's what I really wanted, because in early game it makes the most sense. And we're checking our production here. We had concrete going, but I'm going to change that. Iron, I believe iron rods is what I ended up doing here. Needed a lot of rods and plates for the milestone that we were working on. And here is that milestone. It's logistics. Get us some splitters and mergers. I decided I wanted to do that first because I could really use the splitters and mergers for the concrete factory. But I needed wire, so I had to go grab my copper ore. It's time to automate that copper. We'll put down a smelter and a constructor to make wire so that we can have the wire that we need for the next two, I think, milestones required wire. Feeling like I should be automating more, but I do get a really nice concrete setup going here in a little while, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But for right now, getting any copper automated is useful. And there's the first wire coming out, so that's great. Time to find that limestone and get the concrete going. There's quite a lot of it over there, but I'm looking for a particular one that we found last time where there's two pure concrete, or two pure limestone and a normal iron all in a row. At about this time I realized I can't build foundations because I don't have any iron plates left. Nor do I have the ability to build the crafting bench to make the iron plates. There's iron there, but I'm out of luck. So I go on looking for wrecks. Look for some crash ships to get those parts, iron plates, probably some reinforced iron plates for constructors, things like that. Just taking a little break from the building and exploring a little bit. There's a crash ship there in the middle of the water, crash pod. So what do I need to do to get it? I need to build some biomass burners, but guess what those need? Iron plates. So, well, you'll find out in a minute. Here's where I realize again, I don't have any iron plates. I can't build foundations or ramps. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. What can I build? Well, seems like I can build a smelter. And I decide smelter's probably not going to do me much good at this point. But what I can try to do, perhaps, is lure the creatures into the water where they can no longer attack me. So, go try and scavenge some parts from the crash site by dismantling, and he got me. So, again, not a good thing. I'm gonna have to go and try to lure him into the water. Okay, I forgot how long it took me to come up with the idea to lure them into the water. But I do get there. I don't die, at least not right here. There we go. So, he does eventually follow me and show up. Then we go to castle. Luring him into the water, picking him off easily. Still got me, but he is trapped in the water. Can't quite hit him from where I was. Just barely get onto the shore. Victory! Now for the other two, so that I can ransack that wreck. Here they come. I'm not sure I quite froze him in the water, but I did get him to lose his aggro on me. One steel beams. Here he comes. Here's the second one. first clean water luring. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you're actually hitting them or not. I think I was slightly off-center. 2 encased beams. 3 reinforced plates. 4 more encased beams. 5 more reinforced plates. And the 6th one is the copper sheets that I looked at in the video. There it is. 6 copper sheets. Alright. That's it for that extra wreckage around here. I just have to make my biomass burners. The unfortunate thing is, I still don't have. Oh, this time it's wire. I'm short on wire. So maybe there's copper around, right? Well, let's check. Oh, it's close. Alright, well, let's go find it. I'm thinking, can I make it down there? And if so, what's down there waiting for me? And then I accidentally fall. So, losing about half my health at that point. Oh, there's a SAM node. Awesome. The SAM node actually becomes important later in this fight. In the woods here, I can't see where the creatures are, and there's 2 of them, so they kind of get me from both sides, and yeah, I don't fare so well. Here I try to get more out in the open, and I dodge one, and unless you can get them to come at you from the same direction at the same time, it's hard to avoid both. Yeah, so I died. Figure as long as I'm back, I may as well pick up the wires that I need. Right? Why not? So, and I'm back. And I get there, and again, I'm looking down and wondering exactly what I'm getting myself into. Make some small little jumps down, and now it's that big blind jump. At this point, I wish I had an obelisk so I could blow up that vegetation there, but I'll just eat some berries instead. See it, so I jump down, and again it lose about half my health, so eat some more berries. Fortunately, I've been stocking up on those every time I come across them. Still have 30 left at this point. Now you've got the SAM node here, and the SAM node is just tall enough that the creatures can't always climb on top, so they're stuck. And the other one comes along, and he doesn't. Yeah, because I try to go for the death crate before I take out the creature. So the first time he runs across the node, but the second time he approaches, yep, he's stuck too. So, easy kills. Then I can go get my death crate. Cut back to the shore, and now I can get that hard drive with an extra biomass burner. Some solid biofuel that I happen to be carrying with me. I had quite a bit on me actually at this point. And there we go. Gotta swim out and grab it. headed back to more civilized lands by way of this power slug first that's overlooking where I want my concrete to be. There's the nodes right there. So from up here, it's a little bit of a better view. I can start placing my foundations. And this is just a highly edited view of the building process for these foundations. So here's a kind of interesting thing. I saw a video not too long ago that talked about how you could place foundations directly, attach them directly to a miner. Now I've done this by putting a road barrier there first in front of the miner, but not there. And then I remembered a comment where you needed to change a setting. And I can't remember what that is, and I can't read it on my screen right now, but you can see that setting that I changed right there was the one in question. And oddly enough, yes, now I can actually snap a foundation to the front of the miner, which is very interesting. Did not know that was possible, and I was wondering if that was a new setting in maybe 1.1, because I believe I saw the video preceded the 1.2 release, or was right around the same time as. And if I can remember who did the video, it may have been My Name Jakes. Yes, he did. He had a minor shell, minor structure video not long ago. Check it out, My Name Jakes. He does some good building. One of the many Satisfactory creators that I follow. So the trick after getting it to snap to the miner is to get it at the same level. And I think I went down 1.5 meters, and it lined up exactly. That one's okay. So what I did is, it wasn't exact, but I placed a foundation attached to my world grid foundations, and then nudged it over until it was very, very close to where that snap foundation was. And that way I didn't need to reposition the miner. I think maybe the first one I did delete it and repair it. No, I don't think I did actually. Yeah, it was neat. I almost think that the road barrier method is easier, but I don't have road barriers yet in this playthrough, so this actually worked. And once I get concrete foundations, which won't be too long, as soon as I can unlock the awesome shop, we'll get concrete foundations. You won't see those overlapping things nearly as easily. Decide to mark on the map where my new concrete factory is located, and after that, since the constructors are down, all I really need now are my splitters and mergers, so I'm going to head back to base and try to complete that milestone. also top off my biomass burners. Still using the hub biomass, but there's not really a whole lot to top off. They haven't been doing a whole lot of work at this point. And this is starting to get annoying, having to empty out my ingots, and the miner's jammed up because the ingots are full. So switching back to plates. With all those rods. And I think that gives me enough for the milestone. So let's hear what Ada has to say.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Yeah, Ada, that is about the most demotivational speech I've ever heard. I did need to handcraft some iron rods there since I was using my lone constructor to make iron plates. And so we've got another hard drive, and I'm just going to hang into those recipes. Nothing super special for right now. I think there's a couple of things I can research, so I think that's cathedral maintenance.
Research completed. Caterium ingot recipe unlocked. New caterium research available.
I don't think we have anything else to research at the moment, so let's start another hard drive research instead. Back to the concrete factory. Now we can place our splitters down. Get rid of this crazy belt that didn't make any sense. Just place the splitters down first is the way to go here. And I think I cut a lot of this building out. I hope I didn't sit here and make you watch me place every splitter and merger. I guess I'll find out here in a second as I'm doing the voiceover. Yeah, I see a cut coming up. So hopefully it'll be done after the cut. There we go. Placing the power poles. I can actually only deal with 2 constructors at this time, so I don't think I actually set up everything. I did power them, run power to them, but I didn't turn them on or anything like that. There we go, and now how are we going to power this factory when we don't have any power except for at the hub? Our first biomass burner standalone goes at a satellite factory. There's going to be a lot of satellite factories in this game, I think, based on the random nodes being scattered. It should be interesting. Place a few more foundations. Let's put the finishing touches on this thing. Let's start making concrete. That's right, my storage container was too close. It would not run the belt to. And think so. And we're just about there. Actually, we are there. Concrete is flowing, and everything looks good. The last thing we're going to do here is get a little bit more automation here, run our smelter back around into our constructor. Fortunately, there is enough room. It probably clips on something very minor, but I don't care. It clips into the side of the constructor. I don't care at this point. This is not a permanent factory. That tiny bit of clipping is not going to bother me. Now we have our iron from the miner into making, I believe, iron plates again. So, back to the mail. Oh, one last hard drive. And we have fuse quick wire, iron wire. Iron wire is a tip from me. And so we're going to put our last hard drive in, and that's going to be it for this episode. We'll see you all next time.